Shalom. This is love. Larissa. This is a continuation of the Exodus story. The KKK are the old principalities. Read Colossians, if you choose to, 2:15, Colossians 2:15, on that subject. The KKK, they're bold, and they boldly publicly parade around in their white robes. But they have nothing much that represents God. There's, nothing much about religion about them. Yet they're killing people right and left. Yet the courts won't dismantle them. But they'll kill off all the black advocates, spokespeople, like the Black Panthers and so forth. They assassinate all the black leaders, black heroes and so forth. So what's the rest of the viewers among the black crowd supposed to do? Wait on y'all to share the pie equally among everybody and not just among your kind? The pie in this case, I'm meaning, is the freedom to worship Yahweh without persecution, without taking our churches. If you calculate the amount of churches Christians have in America, it's over 400,000. And Yahweh can't have one in America? Like you grant, rights to Jesus worshipers, it should be the same, for the always. There are some good whites, but some whites that are evil. They're clearly white supremacists. They clearly stand next to victims, the KKK does, who they murder, hanging from trees. They even get in the picture smiling, proud to kill. And the courts won't prosecute the whole group. Yet they'll arrest God's group, the Yahweh's, who's innocent. You all had better be glad, you whites, you bad whites, not the good whites, but you better be glad there's just a few in the black race that want to be a one-man hero, a one-woman hero, leader. Because the rest of the race knows and sees where that will get them. So be very glad, evil white folks, not the good ones, but the evil ones. Be surely afraid and hope and pray that the whole black race, the entire population of blacks, won't one day get on one accord. Call y'all's hand. Without weapons. Because as skillful and as swift as most of the black race are, you will be conquered. Slam dunk, home run, touchdown, off the court. Because you, who's been hateful for eons, centuries, millenniums against the black humankind, you better be glad we love God. Otherwise, it's you bad whites who's causing most of the suffering and the degrading and humiliating circumstances that the entire race has endured, the black race, under you all's authority. Trying to make everyone who's darker than you, subordinate. The dark Arabs, the dark Indians, the dark Mexicans, the black race, with your jails, you whites, you have jails and your bullets and your evil laws. And now you got 1 million caskets empty and waiting? You better pray that we don't divorce God and say, love thy enemies, my ass. Because by right, the whole population of blacks, Indians, Mexicans, dark Arabs, dark Italians, should be at y'all's door, snatching your a-holes out before you can put your hands on the trigger. And blacks can do it. That's just how fast blacks are. You seen Kobe's speed, and you seen Wilt Chamberlain, Willie Mays, you saw Herschel Walker, you saw Serena Williams, you saw the speed. You think that's just physical? Schmidt. That's a mindset as well. It takes thoughts and planning to execute. We're not just physically skillful. You better ask somebody. That's why enemies have. They've been trying to suppress us because blacks are strong-minded, highly intelligent, creative thinkers, inherited from the superb heavenly DNA. We're swift, and all of us put together. Without weapons, we have God, because we are a weapon. If we should join as an entire race of teammates, we're forced to be reckoned with. We're the dominant race. Yeah, I said it. You whites, you bad ones, you're the physical weak ones. You whites, because of your shortage of melanin that's in your blood. A chemical has been added to weaken your DNA. Your blood is weak. It makes you tired. Some of your ancestors did God wrong, so he took away some of your strength. And that's the reason most of you, that's why you want to be slave masters. Because you can't handle much physical work. You get tired easily. Your whole race, your blood is thin. And you're ill. You're sick. But the black race, yeah, it's some bad ones. It's some bad actors. But not as many. Not as many as you all have among you. And hardly any one black goes overboard like y'all do against God. So God rewards that with strength. So the black race, the blood is stronger. It makes it almost pure DNA. Pure DNA of God. So you all been suppressing some gods who's been letting you, because we don't want to see you hurt no more than you already are. Your whole race is sick, and you all's blood count is low. Most of you don't even know it. So go to your knees and get yourselves healed by God, because your race has leprosy. Look it up. The whole race has it. The blacks don't. Look it up in 2 Kings 5, verse 1. You whites are descendants of Naaman. 2 Kings 5, verse 2. There's a reason why the Lord turned you all almost as white as snow. Read it. It's there in Scripture. But if it's any consolation, the Lord wants to heal you good whites. There's an antidote. And we know what it is. So now that I'm calm, I'd advise you whites to stop planning our death with those caskets you all have waiting for us in your FEMA camps. Or you'll find yourself in those coffins. It's in Scripture. The grave you dig will be your own, because God's on our side as well. He's on your side some, but he's definitely on ours. Because, why? Because we're the peacemakers. And blessed are the peacemakers, for they are the children of God. Oh, Lord, oh, Lord. That's who you evil whites have been messing with. The sons and daughters of God. It hasn't been the other way around. We haven't bothered you all. We could form armies too. Have us some United States black armed services. We're sovereign, but we prefer to just be relaxed, like lions and lionists, chilling under shade tree, observing, watching others in this jungle who choose to rob, kill, and destroy, and messing up in the eyes of God. You all need to know that it's y'all's second chance. I know most of you old school have heard of deja vu. Well, it means the days that Yahweh, deja vu, the days that Yahweh, God, returned sinners back to the earth after the Exodus. So to get back to the Exodus subject, The Exodus happened recently. And I'll tell you the date and the time in a little bit. So, you already know, you older ones, you know that Moses was the star player, if you've been keeping up. I'm not disrespecting God by calling Moses the star, because God wore the Moses suit, the body labeled Moses. He, God, came down and entered it. He landed on earth after observing wicked behavior from one set of children, one set of his children. And who would that be? Children who turned evil. Slave masters. These days, you whites, you're the modern day slave masters in the Exodus story. And you, the taskmasters, are enslaving the minds of the less fortunate and the unaware. That's what the original scriptures told in Exodus 3. The enslaved minds, not the bodies. Not in ancient times either, like they want you all to believe, the world to believe. But nowadays, the taskmasters is a title. Bible writers, they use it. It means slave drivers. Taskmaster means employers, bosses, managers, prison guards, wardens, these days, and so forth. So, anyway, in Exodus 3, verse 8, it reads, Thus said the Lord God Yahweh, I have come down, seeing the suffering of my poor innocent ones. Then in Exodus 3, verse 2, it's supposed to be like this. And the Lord said, I landed down in my spaceship, suitable in size to fit my globe, my earth. So the clues to help sort this verse out is this. The far. It was flames beneath the ship that propels. The far, when they say the burning bush. The burning bush, the hedges, represents the land, proving that God's ship landed. Otherwise, it would have stayed up in the sky. But the proof is that it landed. Because why? Because there was a burning bush, and a bush is grown from the land. Please go to the next part. This is YAHWA.